This conference will now be recorded.
Oh, good. Who did that? All right. Well, I guess since somebody started the recording, we can start the meeting. Welcome. Welcome to Treibball Week 2022 Clubhouse chat. People are still beeping in a little bit, but we will forge on. The Competition Standards Committee volunteered to host this particular meeting this year, and so what we're going to talk about tonight is anything you guys want to talk about, but we're going to start with urban herding Q&A, and then we'll lead into a sneak peek of our new game towards the end. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if I can find that button. There it is. All right. Can everyone see the opening screen? I hate when it does that.
Yes, yep, I can see it.
Okay, thank you. I'm still futzing with my controls here, trying to make it work. Yep.
Yay, Linda, Sue, and Merlin.
My baby.
Yeah, it's been really cool to see all these teams trying this urban herding. So when we were thinking this game up, it was like, can we even get dogs to push balls away from us at all? Right? Bring them to us, push them away. It's not so easy. So, man, kudos to you. Holy Moses.
If anyone's
How
having
fun to
really good
watch.
success pushing balls away, the training committee would love to know your techniques for training it.
Indeed. So let's see. There it is. Okay. So beyond an intermediate, we have the advanced and expert, and maybe next year at Treibball Week Clubhouse, we'll be cheering for some teams advanced and expert urban herding title. I think that would be great. At the advanced, it does get a little bit harder. You've got to bring 2 balls into the goal and then move one of the balls that's in the farther pen needs to be moved into either the other far pen or into the closer pen. So there's a lot of things to do, a lot of tasks. But if you can get through intermediate, I think you're well on your way to doing the rest of them. How's your dog doing, Eric? Are you making progress?
We're doing okay. So much like we do in sheep herding, when we reach a certain distance, she just wants to turn around and bring the ball back.
Okay.
This is awesome. So putting that ball in the near pen, we still got that down, and we can pull a ball out of a far pen, no problem. but getting her to put a ball in back into that far pen is a work in progress. Everything's possible.
It is. Ben is very close to being able to play the intermediate level. I'm very excited about that. Anybody else? Anybody else played or tried it yet? Tried some of the pushing away skills?
I have a student that I'm working on pushing away, and he's also using his paw when he gets his ball stuck in a pickle. So he's doing really good. So it's kind of cool to watch him, and he really sits back and figures. But I know that we're using the word push to be away and drive to come. So that's really helping out.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's good to have two separate terms for the two different directions.
Agreed.
So along with urban herding, there's some equipment issues and just some training ideas. A couple pictures of the types of panels we're using for the panels out in the middle of the field, or putting them together to make the pens on the sides. Sandy had a nice picture, that one in the left-hand corner, where she's taken two jump standards and put them together with some Velcro. And it makes a perfectly good training device for all that. And then we have a picture of somebody using PVC pipe to help teach their dog to do the drive away command. It's pretty ingenious the way she's rigged that up.
Yeah, I made 2 of those so that I can give the dogs extra length. And then I even get them where I make them do a turn and they can still keep the balls rolling. I've done
Okay.
that. Then I've also got a couple of my students, I got them going where they're learning how to drive the ball through the hoops.
Okay.
So that helps.
I've been using some basically ring gating for my channels to teach the dog to drive away. And today I've started fading them away. And what I'm sort of fading away with is using like the big black drainage tubes, because that's tall enough. It's hard to push the ball over it, but yet it's not quite as much of a visual aid. So we'll see. I'm going to see how that. It's a little bit of an experiment. I think it's a good material to use. Anybody else have some bright ideas? We're looking for good ideas on how to train this, because it's a hard skill.
The only thing I've done is use my hallway during the winter months to teach to drive away, and then it has a L in the hall, so they can also make the corner.
So I need to do some remodeling in order to have that training device.
Exactly. Yeah, it won't cost a thing.
Sandy, do you put a treat and train at the end, or a mat, or what's the end goal for the dog?
I actually put a gate at the end, so if they had to hit the gate with the ball.
Okay. Okay.
And when they did that, then they'd come back to me and get a reward.
Gotcha.
I know for when I was working with Merlin and first teaching him to push, it's very difficult. He does not push in a straight line from his forehead, do the forehead nose push thing. He bats it from side to side, and so he's constantly working in arcs. And so I find that my training, as I started to get him to push to a pen, was very much looking at what's the arc that he needs to be successful in taking that ball away from me and around in an arc into the pen. Because even as I was setting up channels with the fences on the sides, I was taking that into consideration and trying to find exactly where that sweet spot is in the handler area to for him to have that arc in his takeoff, because he's a heavy hitter and he works. So straight line work was never really successful for him. And I just turn him loose. He loves to push, so I turn him loose, but I give him the benefit of is this arc going to come in too short and hit the side, or is this going to really go all the way up and over into the pen, and finding what works best for your dog if they are a side hitter like he is, and working arcs rather than straight lines.
Well, that's cool that you figured that out. I like that. Or anything else someone would like to add to urban herding? Otherwise, I think the next slide we're going to get the sneak preview of the new game. Very exciting.
Yeah, urban herding is really fun. Merlin took to it right away, really loves it.
Yeah. Cool. That's what my dogs say. I'm happy that we're playing that game. All right, so drum roll, please. Let's see. The new game, snooker. So you may have played snooker on a pool table someplace. You may have played snooker on an agility field. So now we're going to play snooker on a Treibball field with balls. Okay, so the way we're going to play snooker is the object is to get as many points as possible in 2 minutes. Okay, I'll caveat with this. Most anything I'm going to say here is still, it's in development. This is sort of where we think it's going to be, but it could change as we play more practice rounds and figure out the best way to do it. So take this all with a bit of a grain of salt. Okay, so intermediate above, the max points you can get is 33, and we think you're going to need 15 points minimum to qualify. Novice, max points you can get is 27, and you'll need 12 points minimum to qualify. The equipment for this game, you'll need 4, we're going to call them red balls, and 4 numbered balls, numbered 2 through 5. Novice is only going to use 3 red balls. You play it on a regular Treibball field. Novice and veterans will probably play on the smaller field. Everybody else will play on the large field. It'll have a goal and a handler's box, just like the standard field does. It also have a rolled back line, and the point ball distances will be the same as were used in BNO. I think people are sort of comfortable with those, and that seems to suit the game. Here it is. Okay, playing the game. Let's start with the intermediate level. Okay, so on the right-hand side is the way the balls would be set up. So you got the 4 red balls, and then the 4 numbered balls, the rollback line, handler box, and goal. So in the opening part of the game, you send your dog out, you bring the first red ball in, then you get a numbered ball, and then you roll the numbered ball back out onto the field. Then you send your dog out and get a red ball, they bring that in, then you send them out, get another numbered ball, then they bring that in, and you roll that numbered ball back out. You do that a 3rd time. You get the 3rd red ball, and then a numbered ball, and then you roll the numbered ball back out. Then you're ready for the closing. The closing, you bring in the last red ball, and then you bring in all the numbered balls in order and put your dog into a down to stop the clock. For novice, it's basically we've simplified the formation a little bit. There's only 3 red balls, so they would play very similarly. Bring the first red ball in, then a numbered ball, then roll the numbered ball back out. Get the second red ball and a numbered ball, then roll the numbered ball back out. Then they run the closing. Get that 3rd red ball, and the rest of the numbered balls in order, and down your dog to stop the clock. Okay, some details. When we say red, we need 4 balls that are obviously the same. So you could have 4 green balls, or you could have 4 striped balls, and then the numbered balls would be solid. As long as you can differentiate between the group of red balls and the numbered balls, you're good to go. So numbered balls need to be numbered and easily read. Point values, red balls are worth 1 point, and then numbered balls are worth face value. You don't need to bring the point ball in first. Any red ball in the formation will do. I mean, you're welcome to bring the point ball in first, but you don't have to. In the opening, when a numbered ball comes in, the handler can help once the ball comes into the handler's box, but the ball has to go into the goal before it can be rolled back out. And dogs can be sent out to retrieve a different ball while the ball that you're rolling out is still moving. But the dog can only bring in a stationary ball. In the opening, wrong balls get rolled back out. In the closing, a wrong ball ends your game. You don't necessarily end queue, but you don't get to gather anymore. So then, so here's what it looks like. This is one of the novice field setups that would be under consideration. You can see in the colored picture, we have blue balls to represent the red balls. It's hard to find red balls in all the different sizes. And we haven't numbered our numbered balls yet. We're just playing the game. Another novice setup that we're considering is putting the formation over on the one side and then having the numbered balls in a line. It was sort of, we were finding it was difficult for novice dogs to go out past that line of balls that's sitting on the rollback line. That was confusing to them. So we think maybe something like this at the novice level might be a little friendlier for them. Intermediate, advanced, and expert, they would all play the same formation. It's just that the distances would change. So the distance to the point ball and the rollback line would move back as you went up in level. So that's the game. What do you think?
I like it, but in my defense, this isn't the first time I've heard this.
I like it. In my defense, I've played it. It's fun.
I have not played it yet, but I'm excited about it.
Well, we didn't know that.
Go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, I did get to play it, and it's fun.
Good. Linda?
We didn't know what the rules were, but we've played snooker in agility, so we had an idea of how this was going to work.
Right.
And so we played with it today in class.
Uh-huh.
And what we found is for novice dogs, having a total of 10 balls to run in is a lot.
Right. Well, the way the game is set up, you don't have to bring them all in to qualify.
Right. But if you are a competitive person and you want your dog, I told them that this just gets them ready for intermediate and advanced.
Oh, that was true.
But it was fun.
Good. We've had a couple people that they latched onto the strategy aspect right away. They're like, so can I bring the same numbered ball in multiple times in the opening? It's like, yes, you can. So if you focus on that number 5 ball, you can rack the points up really quick.
But only if after it's quit rolling is what I'm hearing.
Right. While that 5 ball is rolling, you can go out and get that other red ball that you need before you can bring it back in.
And it has to go in the goal?
Well, yes, you have to bring the ball into the goal, but you get, it's the same as the other games. Once they get into the handler's box, you can help. You can grab the ball, put it into the goal, and then you can roll it back out.
Okay.
It's easier than it sounds. Once you've done it a couple times, you sort of get the feel for how you're doing it.
That just means I have to stand back further because I'm usually not close to the goal.
Okay. So you're going to need
that's just good for me.
Okay.
I'm used to those old days where you stay away from the lines. Gambler lines are not good.
Right. So I went over the rules briefly. Is it everyone sort of understand that? I wish Zoom or whatever this is, GoToMeeting would allow us to do videos. It would, I think you would enjoy seeing some of this. But do the rules make sense to the people who haven't seen this yet? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we post a video on the members only Facebook page?
That might be a good idea. We'll, in the next time we get together, we'll film one and put it up there. That's a good idea, Brenda.
So if you're just sharing your screen, could you not play a video on your screen?
I can, but I've been told it doesn't transmit very well into the GoToMeeting.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I tried it one time and crashed my GoToMeeting.
Oh.
Okay, good to know.
So Margaret, who wins? Fastest time or most points?
Most points in the fastest time. So I think that okay.
If it's
Wait.
like agility, it would be points. Then
first.
time would be the tiebreaker, right?
Right.
Thank you, Rosie. Yeah.
The only caveat is you can't have gone overtime.
Correct.
So
Well, I think what
if
we
you
do
go
is,
over time, do you lose your closing points?
no, I think we just tell you to stop. I think we'll just say, okay, you're done gathering points now. Thank you. You get to hear the snooker. Thank you, and put your dog's leash on, and you walk out. All right. At that point, what else would you all like to talk about? Any of the games? We can open it up to talk about team and pairs.
I have.
Yeah, Linda.
Okay, I have. I have kind of an issue with the 2 people, 2 dogs, and needing to have somebody different all the time to play with. We're losing our trainer here very soon. And right now I have one other person in my class that's willing to let her dog play with another dog.
That'd be
And
me.
so I'm never going to get to qualify or play this game.
Okay, we have heard your comments. We think we have a good solution because we realize right now Treibball is not the biggest sport in the United States, but it's growing. Someday
Right.
you will have the opportunity to have lots of partners to play with. But we're going to present this to the board, and we haven't voted on it. But the gist is, we're going to put a little dispensation in for like the next 2 years. We're going to say, yeah, you can compete with the same partner, and in 2 years we're going to reevaluate it. At that point, we're going to say, okay, we've got enough people playing the game now that now you need to start competing with other people. But I think that should help you out.
That would be wonderful because I can understand it. If we had enough people in the area to be able to hold a trial, I can see doing it in a trial setting. I got no heartburn with that. But when Kathy Swan is my only partner in crime that's willing to use one of her dogs to play that, it makes it really hard. And Quinn and Kathy and I worked together, and our dogs loved playing together on the field.
Mhm.
That's good.
So
That's good. I hope you also get sometime in the future the opportunity to play with people who you're not as familiar with, but I think we all understand that we need to make some exceptions right now just to help the small numbers that are playing out. So once the board
Yeah,
has approved, then we'll come out with an announcement and it'll go into the rule book.
yeah. On the
good,
heels of
thank
what
you.
Linda's talking about, I would say that we actually have quite a bit of interest up here in the Northwest, although a lot of us are leaving. But so and it's still hard for us to find partners, even with all the interest we have up here in like the Seattle, Portland area. So we've heard
Yeah.
a lot from like the Midwestern countries, or the mid, well, they might as well be another country, the Midwestern states and stuff where people are hours from just one other person that plays Treibball. So yeah, it's tough right now, but it is growing. So
Okay.
oh, and on that front, Linda, the board meets tomorrow, so we'll be talking about that real soon.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep. What else? What else is going on?
I don't have the answers, but again, the training committee would be interested to know what challenges you folks see with the pairs and the teams competitions. What sort of training, special training, if any, do you think we should focus on?
I have a question. It's Tracy. Are you allowed to do all of those with videos? Up where I'm at, we really don't have anybody in Bellingham. A lot of people up here. I think I'm the only one up here doing Treibball. So are we still allowed to do videos?
For
To
Teams and
what?
tournament,
pairs?
yeah, to be able to do qualifying and to qualify
You
and
bet.
to, okay,
I don't know how else you'd do it unless you had live trials.
don't have those up here yet.
Then that
Yeah.
only leaves the video option.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm also having issues trying to figure out how to get somebody to respond when I do have videos to get somebody to evaluate.
Well, can I answer? Kinda.
Yeah.
That.
I'm on the committee that evaluates the videos, and from the way Lisa wasn't able to be, she's our chairperson. Um, when you submit it through Wufoo, she goes and checks and sees that there's a transmission, and within 5 days, it's supposed to be reviewed and sent off to a judge.
Oh, all right. So I
So
know
go through.
I did
Go
one
ahead.
to Lisa a week ago, and then I just did another one I just sent to Eric through message. So
Yeah, you just sent me a message about skill certifications, right?
correct, correct.
Yeah, yeah. So
And,
yeah, so I work in Washington Tuesday through Thursday, so I don't get to any emails until Thursday when I get
oh
back to Oregon where I live. So I'll get back to you on the skill certification. I don't know about the one to Lisa.
yeah, I don't think Lisa is able to get by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
She's overwhelmed.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll
So
email you back. I got no problem judging the skills search. That's super simple. So
yeah, I know some of my students want me to hurry up and be a skill evaluator
yeah, that's awesome. I'm
That's
all
great.
for that.
and become teacher and instructor and a judge. So we're all
Yes,
pushing.
I'm all for all of that. Welcome to the club.
I've been, I have to say, I've been getting quite a few because I'm all the way up here in Bellingham in Washington at the top. And so I'm really pushing Treibball, and I have to say I've been doing pretty good for the last 2 years now, getting more and more students involved in Treibball and making it fun. So
Awesome.
I'm really glad that we're having more games too. And I keep digging in my hat to figure out what else I can come up with to have more fun.
Okay, very good.
And the skill search has been a great program. And now that we can get a big ribbon with it, I've noticed a lot of my students are now like, oh, okay, maybe I will do some of the skill certification stuff. So yeah,
Yes.
that's very cool to hear. Thank you, Tracy.
Yes.
Yeah, the skills program has really expanded this last year. We've already tripled the number of certifications from the previous year.
Um, well, I noticed today, Sandy, that the web page has got some new links on it. Your
Yes, Chris and I had a fun time this morning. We swapped out the existing training and rules web page for a new improved version, split off the rules to its own page, and it has all the same content that the previous page had, plus it has links now to Treibball equipment resources, so people can, the burning question of where do you get your balls, how do you make stabilizer rings, what's acceptable for gates, etc. That is all on a new page. And I also uploaded a troubleshooting page, and there's only 4 categories on that one, but the expectation is as these new games develop and we see where people are having trouble spots in the training that we can add to the troubleshooting page. And it has some really good resources, primarily to other Clubhouse chats that focused on these different topics that I listed. And we have planned 5 additional pages that are still in the works, and as we get those ready for prime time, we'll be adding those, so keep checking back.
Is
what
all
you
that on the website or on the Facebook page?
That's on the NATE website. It's not on Facebook.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
looks good. Yeah, good job.
Thank you. As always, if you get out there and you find links that don't work or something that needs correction or additions, or if you have a different methodology for training that you really like, please share with your local training committee, because we don't pretend to have all the answers. We can always, I look to those pages as being works in progress.
The way it should be. Anybody else? Have you been participating in the other Treibball Week activities?
I haven't, because we've got about a 50-mile-an-hour wind outside, and the only place I have to practice is outside.
Ah,
It's moving Treibball.
when you get that wind going in the right direction, your dogs would appreciate it.
It would, but I should turn the course around, shouldn't I? I do have a quick question on the skills challenges. Echo has level 1. I'm working on it with Charlie. And I think the handler box had to have 25 feet side to side. I can do that if I can have a tree in it. Does that work?
Uh, I personally don't have a problem with it. Eric, I think you may be the only judge online. What do you think?
I think it would depend on the setup. Remember in video titling that the ball can't leave the screen, so it really depends on where the tree's at, how it affects videoing.
But this
My
is just a
suggestion.
skills challenge.
Oh, this is just skills.
Yes.
Oh God, yeah, it can have the tree in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not even a big tree. It's Wyoming. We never have big trees.
No, it's,
Oh yeah, for
Thank
skills,
God
it's
we
not.
get
It's
to
not an
do.
issue at all.
Oh,
we don't
perfect.
even have the time outline this. Just put cones
Yeah,
where the front of the handler box would be.
yeah. We just need to kind of sense the footage and make sure you have a line that you're not stepping across. Yeah, that's easy.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
By the way, I have a big, beautiful new arena that's perfect in size for Treibball. So, hey, if anyone wants to drive to Oregon, I'm here for you.
We've got
We're in
snow
Oregon.
coming in the next 2 days. I'll be happy to be there.
We're in Oregon.
I'm just a little southeast of Portland. It's called Beaver Creek, but it's kind of by Oregon City. Well, it is by Oregon City, not kind of. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yep, we bought a bunch of acreage. We're making a big dog ranch. All things dog.
Neat.
Next
Good for you.
spring, I'm gonna get, yeah, next spring I'm gonna get sheep. I'm gonna do like my Treibball training and my sheep herding training. All that foundational work can be together. So, and then you can go whatever direction you want. Go to Treibball, go to sheep herding, living the dream.
Well, you're at the end of my slides. We've covered a lot of material tonight. It's been pretty good.
I think the snooker game looks like a lot of fun if we ever get there.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I think you will enjoy it. Well, if there's nothing else, I will thank you all for attending. Encourage you to go check out some of the other Treibball Week activities. I don't know the video submission, the challenges, and the photo contest. Is that still open?
The photo contest was supposed to close, not the photo contest, I'm sorry, the challenge uploads were supposed to be done on Wednesday, but we only
Okay.
had 2 folks participate. So it was determined that we would extend that deadline, but we have to advertise that.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, a longer notice would be easier, I think.
Yes.
Maybe it was just me. I missed the initial postings, but it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's Tribal Week, and you have to do all these things, or can do all these things, and it's like, oh, and I maybe advertise 2 or 3 weeks in advance with an opening and closing date.
Yeah,
We
so
hear you.
not as a, yeah, not as an excuse or anything like that, but the woman who runs the board for Tribal Week had a family emergency, so she ended up taking a leave of absence. She's back on the East Coast till the end of this month, so she ended up kind of reaching out and asking for a lot of help. So a lot of people pulled from different areas, and it didn't go as smoothly as it has in the past. So we're hoping that was a hiccup that we can fix next year. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
just so you
perfectly
know.
understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know, we're on it, and yeah, that we definitely recognize that as well. It kind of snuck up on everybody. So,
One more question on the Tribal is I have some photos that were taken a few years ago, but they were taken by a professional photographer. Could we use those, or do they need to be my own photographs?
Um,
did you buy them?
Yes.
So you paid money, so you have the rights to them.
In the past, I've asked her if
Purchasing
I
those can
could
always
share to
guarantee
Facebook,
rights.
and she's always said yes.
Yeah,
I
we
just want the photo credit for it. That's all. I can't take a picture and do Tribal at the same time.
yeah, agreed. Yeah, I'm not sure about all that. Does anybody know about that?
I
That's a real
don't.
gray area.
Yeah.
Are
When
you
I
still?
when I
What's
have
up?
Yeah.
pictures of agility, and as long as I bought those pictures, it was my right to use them as I wanted to. So if I wanted to put them up on Facebook, I could do that. Just the pictures that I bought.
You still
Yeah,
had
and
to
I
give
did buy
credit though,
these.
didn't you, to the photographer?
Yeah, I
Well,
always did. I always said from who.
And they generally, well, it wouldn't be involved in marketing, but most photographers' licenses say that you can use it for private purposes, but not for marketing.
I wonder if since it's not me marketing, it would make a difference. I'll send her a message and ask her, and if she's okay with it, I'll send a picture in.
Okay.
I think for the most part, if you give them credit, they're good with it because it gives them more people coming to them.
I think you're right.
I think theoretically the submissions for the photos closed last Sunday because we're supposed to be voting on the ones that were submitted this week.
Oh, well then I'll wait till next year.
There you go. Sorry. Goes back to getting a little bit more notice for people.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Go
Thank
out
you.
and go out and play with your dogs a little bit. Sun's still up here. We can still go play for another hour, I think.
Yeah, the rain cleared out.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I think if it weren't for a 40-mile-an-hour wind, I'd go out and do some Treibball now, but maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Tomorrow for sure.
This was good. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Bob.
Margaret.
Night.